We will see about the SharePoint app model. Okay. Share- in SharePoint 2013, they have introduced the app model concept. Okay. 2013, they have introduced. Okay. Main reason why they have introduced this to avoid deployment in the SharePoint server. Okay, if you want any customization, you can create your own web application that you can host it in any of the third-party server or any of the Windows server, and add that web application as a app in SharePoint. That's the main purpose they have introduced. Okay, if you mm, first I'll tell you overview. In SharePoint, there are two types of apps available. Two types of apps available: SharePoint hosted app, provider hosted app. Okay. First we'll see SharePoint hosted app. SharePoint hosted app is the one, it is hosted in SharePoint itself. Okay, you will create separate app that will be hosted in SharePoint. SharePoint only. We can use only client scripts like HTML, JavaScript, jQuery. You can use only JavaScript HTML client. So it will be hosted directly in SharePoint. Okay. So most of the cases we won't go with SharePoint hosted apps because it is giving only option like HTML, JavaScript, jQuery. These things and all we can achieve it through the content editor and script editor web part. Then why we need to create a separate app? Okay, so that's why SharePoint hosted app is like failure model. Most is failure model only. So mostly the most of the cases they didn't use SharePoint hosted app. Okay. It will be directly hosted in SharePoint, and we can use JavaScript, jQuery, these things only. And they can ask you in SharePoint hosted app whether we can impersonate permission. Impersonate permission is like for the tab whether we can give full control permission to do all the activity, those things and all whether we can perform. No, it will execute only with user context, so we can't give full control permission to the SharePoint hosted apps. So writing the SharePoint hosted app is something similar to writing something in the content editor part or script editor part. So that's why even I never written any SharePoint hosted apps. Okay, mm, like writing the app in SharePoint hosted app is it won't come. You can implement it in several many other ways. So this is one of the way available that I'm saying. Okay, provider hosted apps is the another way. Provider hosted app. Um, to see. We yesterday we created the separate web application, right? Same way we can create the web application and we can make it communicate with SharePoint, and that web application you will host it in either Azure. Will host the will create separate and host it in Azure or any other on-prem server. Okay. So it is like separate web application that we will host it, and there we can assign any permission to the tab. If, for example, there is a list with restricted access for users can't do any permission. Only through app you can do means in that case you can give permission like the edit permission to that app, and using that app any user can come and add list items in that list. This one we can achieve. So in SharePoint server object model we saw, right, run with elevated privilege. Elevator privilege. Hope you
Yeah.
remember. That is similar to that we can implement to that we can grant full control permission to the app. Okay, and here two types of provider steps app is there in two types of provider steps. High trust app, low trust app. Okay, high trust app is meant meant for on-prem SharePoint on-prem environment. Okay, only for SharePoint on-prem environment we can create site tab. Okay, here to authenticate SharePoint from the third-party server, we will be using certificate to authenticate app in SharePoint. The thing is, we will generate a certificate in SharePoint that will be like added in the SharePoint. Same certificate details will be provided in the solution what we create in the app. Okay, in the web.config file, we'll be providing the certificate path and that credentials, whatever we have. Okay, this is like that's why we are calling as it is certificate based authentication. We are calling it as a high trust app. Okay, low trust app use client ID and client secret. We can create our own client ID and client secret in SharePoint. That client ID and client secret we will be using it in the provider hosted app what we are creating. Okay, so we can't we won't have SharePoint server right to install the certificate. So Lotus tab is for a SharePoint online environment. Here we have only option this client ID and client secret only. But for both the cases, we can grant permission to the app, and the app can do any activity in SharePoint. Okay. So till now, any doubt?
No.
No. Okay. App catalog site. We'll go to SharePoint. I'm going to SharePoint admin center. Can check whether you have access to that SharePoint admin center page.
Okay. I have access.
You have admin center. Okay. Admin center access. You give me a minute. I'm assigning. Yes, done. It's user test 2 years, right? Okay. And then can you share screen or share credentials?
Sure. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Can you see?
Yes, I'm able to see. Okay. Go to advanced. No, it's not easy. Go to settings on top. Before admin center home site notifications. Scroll down. Is there any in the below? There is any option like change to classic view? Scroll down whether you can see any setting for app catalog.
No.
SharePoint Admin Center. More feature in the application, click on the open. No, go to previous tab. Click on more features. Uh, there is app, right? Click on open. Yes. Uh, this is the site actually I wanted to show. Actually, whenever this will be useful for when you create app using SPFX as well. Okay, when you can you ping me this URL?
Okay. Yeah.
I'll check my access. Okay, I'll share screen. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Uh, this is the place we'll be uploading the app. Mm, just note it down. In app catalog site, when you create a provider hosted apps, there will be two files. .app file when building provider hosted apps. We'll get two files. One is .app file. Another is web deploy package. Okay, we need to upload the .app file in this app catalog site. Okay, I'll try to upload in a txt file. Properties. We're not getting, maybe due to some due to the file extension. Okay, .app file we need to upload it here. So after uploading the .app file here, it will be available in all the site collection. Okay, if we go to digital site and go to site content, click on new app. Okay, if you click on app, whatever the app added in that app catalog site, it will come here automatically. You can select from here and you can add it in the site collection. Then once you added it, it will be like available here, and whatever the functionality you have done in this app will be available for your site collection. Okay, app catalog is the one where we will be uploading all the apps at the tenant level, so that we can do is the app at any site collection. Okay, and so this file, as I told you, will be uploading in app catalog. Web deploy package is the one we will use it to deploying Azure or IaaS in on-prem server. And the .app file will be like one-time deployment. Whenever you are doing code changes, any modification in the provider apps, we can change only web deploy package. We don't need to go for the .app file change. Okay, there won't be any change in the .app file. Only thing is the permission level you want to change. First, you didn't give any permission to that app, and the second time you want to give some permission to that app. That time you may need to delete and recreate that app file. Okay, remember, for provider hosted apps, we'll be getting two files. The first file extension is .app. Okay, .app. Okay, hope you remember for server object model solution and all. If we build and package it, we will get .wsp file. We will get it, and WSP file we will deploy using that PowerShell script.
Yeah.
PowerShell script. .app file we will add it in. What is that? App catalog manually. Okay, app catalog. And one more thing, when you add this site, when you add the app in the site, it will ask for a trust. Okay, whether you trust this app or not, like that. Okay, when you try to add app in the any app in your mobile or in your laptop, it will ask, right, do you trust the source? It will try to fetch content from your mobile, like that it will ask, right? Same way, communication happen between your app and mobile is happening in the same way only. When you trust the app, then only it is allowed to access your site content. Okay, if you go to, okay, this is about provider share. Okay, and the Lotus tab I told, right, we can create client ID and client secret. Okay, that we will see. Create client ID and secret. Okay, so when you are trying to register any application, first we need to go with this URL only, appbridgenew.aspx. Going directly to that site, to that URL. Okay. Client ID and client secret you can generate by your own. Copy it and paste it here in Notepad. Client secret. This client ID and client secret you have to provide in the app you what you will create when you are creating the Lotus app. I'm giving console script. So it will be local host. So I'm giving local host. Okay, any URL app domain. If you have separate different domain and you have the domain details, you can provide the domain details directly here. Okay, else you can mention. So for our case, we don't have separate domain and we don't have separate server. That's why I have given local host. Okay, so the app got created with the client ID and client secret. Okay, the app name is control script. Okay, we need to give permission to this client ID. Then only this client ID can communicate, can get data. Okay, to give permission to that client ID, we need to go with another URL. App inv.it. Dot app inv. Dot here I'm going. So we here we need to give the client ID what we have. So it fetched all the details like console script and client ID message. Permission required. What kind of permission this client ID required? That one we need to give in the Excel format. They they have given this one also. See, other app only policy true and kind of permission at this particular site we need full control permission. Okay, this one they asked to give in the tenant admin level. Can you try this from your end in the SharePoint admin center? Add this
Okay.
URL next to the SharePoint admin center and can you share screen please? We'll see. This is the app catalog, right? You try it in that admin center itself. Yes. Do me wait, helping you the client ID.
Uh,
Mm,
can we directly write full control here?
no, no. I pinged you the URL. Can you open this URL and copy the XML what they have mentioned? Yes, click on create. Trust it. That's it. We have given whatever permission mentioned in that. Okay, at the SharePoint site, if you will see the URL SharePoint content, tenant level SharePoint content, we have given full control permission. Okay, so for the client ID, it will be having full control permission on the site collections. Okay, that is the one thing. And hereafter, you can use the client ID and client secret in any of the app, and you can that client ID will give privilege to do all the activity in that app. Okay, that is one step in the Lotus app. Okay, so you can see here there is no certificate, no communication between what is it won't know what is the source and all. That's why we calling as a Lotus app. Okay, only depending with client ID and client secret. If anyone know the client secret which I generated, they can use this client. Okay, that's why we are calling this as a Lotus tab. Okay, and using this client ID and client secret also, you can write your own console application. Okay, I ping you the client secret as well. Okay, you can you Google authenticate CSOM using client ID. Google it.
How to authenticate?
CSOM using client ID. Client ID and secret. Yes. Yeah. Can you open it? App only authentication. Okay, here we have scroll down, scroll down. They are giving the steps, the kind of permission we can create those things and all. They are saying how to delete the apps. No, they didn't give the. Give me a minute. Try this URL. If you come down to the answer section, you can see they are giving a site URL, client ID, and client secret. Okay.
Yeah.
Then in the client context, instead of passing the username which we tried earlier, instead of passing the user ID and password, there is option authenticate using something similar to the app. There they are passing client ID and client secret. Using this also we can create the client context, and the that particular console application will be able to do all the actions with the client ID is having permission. Okay, this is one way of authentication. This one we can do only for SharePoint online sites. Okay, you also try to create a console application. So we already registered this client ID. Okay, you check whether we are able to generate. I mean, whether we are facing any issues while getting client contact or not. You check today. Okay, if it is not getting any error, we can do all other activity we left as it is, like doing like CRUD operation and all we were unable to do. The username password mismatch error and all we were getting right. Okay, if the
Yes.
client ID client part working means we can do all those activity which were missed we can do using this way.
Yeah.
So that is one thing, and the last point I give me a minute. Okay, this is about client ID and client secret. And last part is uh, app config. There is a file in when you generate. Give me a minute to see whether we can create the SharePoint app or not. So you need to select SharePoint add-in when you want to create provider hosted app. I'm selecting SharePoint add-in. Next, provider hosted app demo. You can see we discussed, right, which you what is the where how you want to host, whether it is SharePoint hosted app or provider hosted app. By default provider hosted app selected, so I'm letting it. What SharePoint site do you want to use? I update the URL.
Okay.
Okay, click on next. Just one. So I'm selecting. By default, it will show which version it is. So here it is allowing us to select SharePoint Online. I select SharePoint Online. You need to see ASP.NET Web Form Application, ASP.NET MVC Web Application. Okay, Web Form Application is the one classic one. There we won't have the whatever we discussed like model, view, controller, and all. It won't be there. Default Web Form will be there. Okay, MVC is the latest one which we discussed. Like whatever we created on the last day, it will be in the same pattern. Okay, for our case, so you can choose any one of it. Okay, there is not something like we need to choose only MVC like that. There is no condition. We can choose any even web form, this classic web form as well, or MVC. Okay, I'm choosing MVC web application. Okay, how do you want to add in the authenticate? Okay, first SharePoint Cloud. Okay, as we discussed. Okay, for SharePoint on-prem environment, we saw right certificate-based authentication. This is low trust or high trust tab. Okay, here we'll be seeing. For on-prem environment, we need to use this way. We need to upload that certificate path and password of that certificate issuer ID. These three things we need to have for SharePoint and on-prem environment. Based on that only, it will authenticate. Okay. For client side, we don't need to provide. We can provide client identity and secret. See, you can see uh, uh, it created with something two project. Okay, the first one is the I told right when you package it from the first one we will be getting the .app file. Okay, here if you see app there is a file called app config. I don't think we'll be doing any changes here. If you go to app manifest.xml, here we'll be giving the permission kind of permission what we need for this application. Okay, which at site collection level, what is the permission you need? Read, write, manage, full control. This permission and all we need to give here. Okay, properties you don't need to give anything. Okay, prerequisites and all we don't need. Okay, this is what we need to give permission. Okay, when you publish. Okay, this is publishing, rebuild. I'm going to This option package solution. Import publishing profile. Okay, give desktop. No, this is something import. See, if you go to that repos, two project files got created. Provider hosted app demo, provider app demo web. Okay, so I was searching in that web. That's the problem. Okay, if you go to that, this is that app solution. If you go here and go check bin debug app.publish, you can see provider hosted app demo.app file. Okay, this app file only we need to upload it in the that app catalog site. Okay, so once you upload this .app file in that app catalog file, it will be available in the all the site collection in that particular tenant. Okay, this is about the uh, top part .app solution. This is for second solution, web deploy. Okay, so if you see all other parts like app data, ops, start, and controller, there is only one home controller, model script, everything something similar to the what is that .NET MVC application only. Okay, only thing is we need to provide the client ID and client secret is in the web.config file. Okay, based on that, it will generate token and authentication. You can you try to create like one separate what is that this try to create a solution with this option, and there is something like they are trying to display the username and username details only. Okay, you try to create it. Tomorrow we'll connect and we'll see what are the options available in the provider setups, like how they are communicating and how they are creating the token. All those things we'll see. Okay. So we today we covered the top part, how to create, how that .app file created and where to upload. Okay, the second project related information we'll cover next day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine, Hamashi. Yeah, you go through it and let me know if you have any doubt.
So far, no doubts.
Okay,
I'll try to run the script.
sure. Thank you.